to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
So how about Ohio State? Just beating the absolute shit out of Michigan State.
I didn't see that. I was busy with vacation. But hey.
Right now.
Oh, right now?
They're up 49-0 on Michigan State.
Oh shit. Well, how about some Jackets beating down, having a nice record since break. We're back, baby! Man.
Yeah, for real. Thank God. I mean, I've missed it, believe it or not. I've actually missed you, Jake.
I missed you too, dude. Tuesday was your fault.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
We were supposed to be back on Tuesday, and this motherfucker forgot. So he decided to get booked up on schoolwork instead.
Yeah, because I thought you were coming back that Wednesday.
No, we flew back on Monday. We spent we spent like most of the day there and then flew out at like 7:20.
Yeah, so what was the last game we talked about?
The last game we talked about was Halloween. Because remember, we had this episode the day of the first Colorado game.
Because we talked about the Rangers and how Elvis did the
thing for Igor, and and how Oliver just dominates the Devils and all of that stuff.
Did we talk about?
Yes,
we did, because we talked about it on Tuesday. That's right.
Yes.
So we had the two Colorado games.
We're gonna just recap overall performance, and we'll get to break at the end of the show and just like recap.
God, we're gonna have
it's gonna be fun.
Hell of a lot of KEPIs to give out, aren't we?
We're gonna give one KEPI for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't know if we're gonna match because it's been such a long time.
Yeah, I have no clue who the hell I want to give it to.
Because I have one guy in mind, and it's for one particular reason. Okay. So, KEPI Keeper. You want me to go first? Okay.
Sure.
My KEPI Keeper, because we're just jumping right into things. I just want to double check. Okay, yes, we are recording. I'm so tired today.
Yeah, it's been a while. Don't worry. It's been a while since we've been...
Yes.
Recording, so
yeah. My KEPI Keeper is going to our hashtag buddy Jaegerbaum for his first NHL goal. Finally, the first Jaegerbaum of the year.
And the shootout winner.
The shootout winner. What a shot. It was so good. The kid has finally arrived. I love it. Like he's been buzzing he's been buzzing since the beginning, and it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of fucking time. Did you see when Cole gave him the KEPI? Did you see his interview?
No, I didn't.
Or not his interview, his speech.
I didn't. How was it?
So Cole's like, a lot of guys played good, but we all know who this is going to. And he took it. And all he says, because, he's still learning English, right? Mm-hmm. All he said was, good job, good work, good goal next. And then
good goal next. Yeah, that's right. No, because people were talking, I didn't see the actual interview, but I saw people were tweeting good goal next. So that's right.
Good goal next. I love it.
All right.
I'm pretty sure the artillery guys already have good goal next merch.
They probably do. They're quick on that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, like they're so good with that, and so is Matt in 614. Like they just fire on all cylinders there. But yeah, mine's going to Jaegerbaum, Yegor Chinnikov.
Okay. Can my KEPI go to someone who's not on the Jackets?
I'm gonna have to put it in the chart somewhere else, but yes.
My KEPI is going to go to Seth Jones for giving us the opportunity to select the real player who's getting it, which is Cole Sillinger. Because announced today, Mason McTavish is returning to the OHL. Cole Sillinger remains the only player still in the NHL from the 2021 draft class.
Okay, so he's the only first rounder so far that's
He's the only player.
Around. Only player in the whole draft that's sticking around.
Whole draft. Yeah.
Well, because I remember.
Thank you very much, Chicago Blackhawks, and thank you, Ottawa Senators, for not picking this dude at 10 when you absolutely could have.
He could, yeah. Thank God he came home, huh?
Oh my God, I freaking love this kid. This kid's
I know, I love him too. He's my dad's new favorite. Like we'll get to that when we, talk about the birthday game during the end of the show. Word. But like Cole is my dad's dude.
I mean, yeah, he's my dad's. My dad really likes him too because my parents got the chance to go to a couple because they went to the Colorado game too.
Yeah, and, right. Yeah, you texted me and yeah.
Yeah, God, they saw a good game. You saw a good game. I mean,
oh boy, we'll get to it.
What a time to be alive, man.
Yeah,
it's just this kid is unbelievable.
And you know what? The rookies dominated KEPI Keeper this weekend.
They really did. Yeah. They're dead. These kids are fun, man.
I know both of them are so much fun.
Let me tell you. So I was listening to the Steve Daigle podcast, which we both love. And Steve
I'm behind. I'm so far behind.
Well, there's this one thing that Steve says often that's like true in all sports where it's not great. It's never great when you're bad, even if you're trying to be bad. Because like even if you're trying to be bad so you can tank and rebuild, like it's not a fun process.
And we'll get to that later on in the show too, because there's a prime example.
The worst thing is when you're bad and you're not supposed to be bad. Like you're not trying to be bad.
Yes. Bad. You're trying to compete and yet you just can't. Yeah.
When you're supposed to be good and you're good, it's awesome.
It's just, yeah. When it's when it's a Murphy's Law situation where, it's so rough to get through.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Winning the Stanley Cup is the best thing that you can have in the National Hockey League. Absolutely. Dumb.
Yeah.
Duh, right?
Duh.
I think I figured out that the next best thing is when you're not supposed to be good and you're just tearing it up. This is the most fun I've had watching hockey in quite some time.
Well, it's funny because, so let's just say that we'll start with this. So Columbus has a 4-2-0 record since we went on break.
Yes.
And the two that they lost are two that we were the ones that we really kind of needed to not lose because they're in division.
They're division games, but I mean, God, nobody's going to bat an eye at losing to the Rangers or Capitals.
Well, no, but still, it's like those are two games that you kind of want to have.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, sweeping Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And you beat teams that you should beat. You beat Detroit, you beat Arizona.
Yeah.
Tonight they take on Vegas.
Yes.
That's a pretty even matchup.
Tonight, as of, we're going to try to get this up when we can, but.
Today's Saturday, so 10 o'clock they play Vegas. So
yes.
And then I will be in attendance on Monday.
What's funny is I remember the last time we recorded, I said we inadvertently date these. We intentionally date these. It's in the thumbnails and in the titles and shit. Like, yes, these are all dated, but we try to make them feel, things like that, keep them current. Right? Like, it's just the nature of time, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. A single waffle is not a sandwich. Anyway, our Buffalo buddy, finally free.
God, that's right. We never talked about the Jack Eichel trade.
We never talked about the Jack Eichel trade.
Yeah. I mean, God, it almost seems like kind of like old news, but I'm sure we can still cover it.
Oh, I mean, because you're going to school in Buffalo, why wouldn't we cover this shit?
Yeah,
It was
it's
literally
just
like,
it's been so long
I know,
that I forgot that we never did.
I know. And we're gonna have another one of these when when the Christmas break rolls around, right? Because we're gonna miss like a week and a half there.
Yeah. God.
But okay. Jack Eichel finally gets traded. It's about damn time. It was the second biggest story behind the Chicago scandal. All off season, all everything. You know? And he's a Vegas Golden Knight because they can buy literally anybody they want.
Yeah. They're very underrated when it comes to circumventing the cap.
Yes, we always like Tampa's the big like meme right now with circumventing the cap because of what happened with Cooch. But like, I mean, come on, McCrimmon is a wizard.
Yeah.
Like,
which for the record, I will go on the record. I have no problem with doing it. If you can find creative ways to do it, do it. The league allows it, do it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you find a legal way around the CBA to do it, putting up as many air quotes as possible in terms of legal.
Yeah, I mean this league has shown time and time again that the salary cap isn't real.
They don't care.
It's a recommendation.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, aren't the Habs sitting at like 90 something right now?
Yeah. Well, because Weber's out, Price is out.
Shea's out.
And
Carey's coming back soon though.
He will come back soon, and we also haven't had the chance to touch up on that either. I think he's doing well.
Which
we missed so much.
I know we missed so much, and I don't know if we're gonna get to Carey today. But I mean, we
can make it just a quick footnote. I mean, he's recovering. He's in rehab right now. Good for him.
Yeah,
hope he gets the help he needs. Really proud of him for looking after his mental health and taking that step to focus on that. That's so huge.
It's huge.
And wish him the best of luck whenever he comes back. He's an awesome person.
He's an awesome person. He's a fantastic goalie. I mean, has been for the better part of a decade plus.
Yeah.
He's Carey Price. And so anyway, Jack, this whole saga, I'm just glad it's over.
I'm sad it's over. The anticipation of when the trade was going to come was so nice for so long, and then it happened, and we're like, yay, and then we were like, oh.
We're just like, he's free!
No, the first thing that we need to note is good for Jack in terms of being able to finally get the surgery. He got the surgery.
He's cleared.
They said it took him like an hour, and then he walked out of the hospital. So now it's good to know that he's feeling good and that he's going to take the time to recover and he'll come back. We don't know how the surgery will affect him in the long term, like 10 years down the line. We hope that it's going to be okay. But as of right now, he's feeling good, and that's good for him and good for Vegas.
He had an interview with Elliot Friedman that was just, candid.
He said interviews that were all over the place saying, oh, I would have stayed. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I wouldn't have. I don't know. He's all over the place. I feel like it was over regardless.
Oh, it was absolutely over regardless. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I don't understand why some outlets he was like, oh, if the neck thing would have gone differently, I would have stayed. It's like,
no,
you probably wouldn't have, and nobody would have blamed you
because he requested a trade the off season before that.
Yeah.
Like, let's be okay. Let's talk real fast, the Vegas side. Once, because Patches is coming back, Stone is back already. They gave up Alex Tuch and Peyton Krebs for him, and then a third. No,
third. Yeah,
it was a third.
The first and second. I thought it was the first and the second, and they got.
I thought it was just the third. Like, what?
It could because it was a first and a second, but they got a third with Jack Eichel.
Okay. So Tuck and Krebs are going the other way. Krebs is going to start in Rochester. Has started in Rochester.
He has been with Rochester. He's been playing on a line with Jack Quinn and JJ Peterka, and tearing it up. So that's definitely something to be excited about.
That's fun.
Something that a lot of people here in Buffalo are talking about.
Yes,
they're very excited about that.
And Tuck is a hometown kid, so
he wants to be a Sabre. He's happy. Like, I mean, you know,
that's okay. That is, let me just say, that's rare.
It is, because I mean, he's from Syracuse. So, like, here's the thing, man. It's not good on Kevin Adams for being able to make a trade where like in terms of like the player return. So, like, Krebs is a prospect and he got picks, but the primary player you get in return is someone who wants to be there, because it's not human element. There's going to be a very low percentage amount of players in the National Hockey League who are going to go from Vegas, which is freaking Vegas.
It's freaking Vegas.
City. Not to mention what a great organization they've been and how much they've been winning. Going to Buffalo, where it's a lot colder and it's not quite as nice of a city, and they've been terrible for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough situation to go to. But the fact that he is able to get someone like Alex Tuck, who is like, hell yeah, I want to be a Sabre, that's a really, really good thing. And he's on a good contract. His underlying numbers are outstanding. Like, he's a really good.
He's Alex Tuck, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, the 6'4", 6'5" guy who's good skating, big.
He was a third line winger on Vegas, if that tells you anything.
That just tells you how freaking good Vegas is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's one of those guys who we saw him have a lot of success in the middle six for the Golden Knights just because of how stacked they are. They're putting in the top six in Buffalo. He's probably going to be on the first line.
He's going to be beautiful
when he comes back.
With like, I think he plays with like Victor and Casey.
Probably going to play with Olis, or Cousins.
Or Cousins,
one of those two. So it depends on when Casey gets back, because he's been out for a bit, but
it's really, and then like just friggin' Vegas has their number one center locked now. Like they haven't had a number one guy since they started, and now they've had some number one guy.
They've had some good options. Like William Karlsson, I think, is a good center, but I don't think he's the number one. But I think he's a really good number two.
Listen, that first year when everybody was just renegades, he was the perfect fit for that identity first line that they had, that they still use as like their 2-3.
Yeah.
Like, Bill was fantastic. Nobody knew. We didn't know. And, we were we're Columbus fans. We had no idea he had this in him.
Well, I really liked him when he was with Columbus. I liked him in the middle six. I got his T-shirt. I got it signed by him. It was really, really cool. A great guy. I was sad to lose him in the expansion draft. Never in a million years would have ever guessed that dude was going to drop like 40 goals in his
41 in his first year in Vegas.
It was ridiculous.
It was amazing. And just Marchessault and Smith with that Panthers connection.
Yeah.
Just like lighting it up from either side of Bill, like going crazy. But now like your first line is Max Pacioretty, Jack Eichel, Mark Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. I mean, they've got to do it. They've got to do something. They've been successful all 5 years so far. And they're finally like, I shouldn't say finally, but like now they're struggling. They're facing actual adversity for the first time this season. And if they don't do the thing soon, because we know Bill Foley is really impatient of an owner. Kelly McCrimmon is really impatient of a general manager. Pete DeBoer is a really impatient coach. Let's be frank.
Yeah. Very. So I want to present something that Jay Fresh put out there that I thought was incredibly interesting.
Let's share this real quick. You bought something the other day.
Yes. I am now a Jack Johnson tier Patreon of Jay Fresh. He's got like
tiers, yeah.
He's got replacement level tier, which is like the $2 per month, which like you can request like one player card every once in a while or something like that.
Okay.
He's got above replacement level tier, which is $5, which you get more perks. The ultimate tier is the Jack Johnson tier, which is $10 a month. You get like all the perks, everything like that. But he's got a fourth tier. And the fourth tier is called Give Jay Fresh $100 tier. And what you get is the Jack Johnson tier level, all that stuff.
Right.
Plus the satisfaction that you randomly gave Jay Fresh $100.
So really it's just Jack Johnson, except you're giving him $100 a month.
You're giving him $90 more for no reason. I saw that when I was going to purchase and I was like, that's so funny.
That's pretty funny.
This is an interesting point that he made. So he said, just going to put this out there.
Is this still on Jack stuff real quick? Because
yes, this is on the Golden Knights. So he said, Pacioretty, Stevenson, Stone. So that's been their top line.
Yes.
They have played 844 minutes together regular seasons and playoffs since the Golden Knights flipped a 5th-round pick for Stevenson. 42-30 in terms of expected goals. That's 58.6%. 69-27 actual goals, 71.9%. That's a 30-goal swing. Okay. Those numbers are not easy to improve on, even though Eichel is much better than Stevenson.
That's
not
the
needing
thing,
an
is
expensive franchise center was Vegas's. It was probably their biggest competitive advantage. Right. Now that they have one, the question is, are they going to get $7.3 million extra in terms of results?
Because like I keep saying, like, let's be frank has been my phrase so far this episode. Let's be honest. Right. Chandler Stevenson is not a 1C.
No, he's not.
They got Nolan Patrick, but he's playing on the wing.
And he's also hurt a lot because he's Nolan Patrick.
God, poor Nolan. I feel so bad for, like, we talk about Oscar. He's another one of those Flyers, like now former, that you just got to root for. You know?
So Tuck was the first depth sacrifice made to fit Eichel. There will have to be more.
Yes.
The rest of the roster will have to be weakened. So the question becomes how much better that top line, which already outscored opponents like crazy, will be. That's not me being opposed to this deal for Vegas, but I think it's an angle worth considering.
Right.
Would it be unfair to say, because of how dominant Mark Stone and Max Pacioretty are together, that maybe the best move for Vegas is keeping Chandler Stevenson with them and putting Jack Eichel in a second line role with Jonathan Marchessault and Riley Smith. And then, oh dear Lord, you have William Karlsson on your third line?
As your third line guy. Yeah.
I think that's the way they go. And the other thing that's interesting is this is a move into Eichel to Vegas. Like, it's hard not to love this move because you're like, you didn't give up really a ton.
Did you see the video of when he first got there and he had like a whole entourage of costume knights? Just like,
exactly, because they love rolling out the red carpet in Vegas. I mean, it's Vegas, baby.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of reasons to love this deal for Vegas. The issue is, this is very much a deal that on the surface there's like a 99% chance that they're going to win this deal in terms of production they get.
Yes.
But this is going to be a deal where ultimately, in my opinion, the answer of do they win the trade or not is, do the ends justify the means? If 5 years down the line, you haven't won a Stanley Cup, the answer is no. This is an all-in move. Right. This is a cup or bust move, because after this season, you're going to have $2.5 million in cap space.
Yeah.
And Riley Smith's a free agent. Braden McNabb's a free agent.
Oh, that's right.
You got a bunch of RFAs to sign. So your next move would probably having to move the last year of the Dadonov contract to try and maybe keep Riley Smith or Braden McNabb. But after this year and years after that, you're gonna cut some fat off of this team.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a point, because they've managed their money so well to start. Like, there's always a point where and I feel like Seattle's going to fall in this too, because, you know, what their inaugural roster had 30 million cap space. Right. So down the line, if you're not success, I can't talk. It's been a day.
Svechnikov.
If you're not successful enough to, get a cup in your first few years, which is what Bill Foley has promised, right? Then it's going to be really hard for Kelly McCrimmon to blow it up.
Yeah, this is an all-in move if I've ever seen one, and it's a tough one, man, because Vegas is definitely good enough. Robin Lehner's a good goalie.
Robin Lehner's fantastic, and he's one of very few players that actually speaks his goddamn mind.
Yeah, I think Brossois is a solid enough backup goalie, so I think they're fine in that.
Yeah, Brossois being a career backup, he's fine.
Exactly, he's fine. He's really not going to win you many games. He's not really going to lose you.
He's no Marc-Andre Fleury, which I'm still to this day salty about.
Fair enough. But it's interesting because I'm looking at this team now, and it's like, okay, so Jack Eichel's going to fit in at some point. He's probably not going to be ready for Olympics and play for Team USA, which is fine.
No,
and if I'm the Vegas Golden Knights, I'm sitting him down and I'm saying, look, no offense, we didn't make this trade allow you to get this surgery for you to go to the Olympics and potentially get hurt. We're here to win a Stanley Cup. We're going to hold you out. The interesting thing is I'm talking about this now, like, oh, you're adding this money. Like, how is this going to affect you down the line? Do you know what's actually really going to hinder them? It's not the Eichel contract. It's going to be the Pietrangelo contract.
Oh, yeah. Petro's deal is we knew that as soon as he committed to it,
And the numbers for Petro are just not good.
It's not Petro.
Because
it's not notably Petro.
Because here's the thing, and I'm looking, I just pulled up his JFresh page right now. Look at me, amazing. Did you know that I'm a JFresh Patreon? So his projected WAR percentage is 48%, which isn't bad. That's not bad. Even strength offense is 83%, which is power play 55.
I mean, yeah.
PK 81, finishing 95, goals per 60 96, primary assists per 60 is 72, penalties 92, quality of competition 87, quality of teammates 66. Those are good numbers. The issue is even strength defense is 2%. That is horrifically bad.
That's okay. So
you look at his card, there's so much blue on it, and then there's just this bright red, and that's what is crushing his WAR percentage.
I don't know what to say to that, because it's like you get Alex Pietrangelo for Alex Pietrangelo. And yes, he captained the Blues to a Stanley Cup. Come on.
Yeah.
And
that's a big part of it, man. He was unbelievable.
He was a huge role to that. But really, when you look at it too, it makes sense, because he really wasn't out there. And not even Colton, that wasn't even Colton's job either, right? During that cup run, defense was not what that pair did at all.
Right.
So, who's he playing with right now? Shea Theodore?
I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention to the line, but Shea Theodore, since we're bring him up, his numbers are really good. He's 100% even strength offense. And all the stuff, I'm not going to go through all of it. This will take forever if I do that forever. But really good stuff. But again, for Shea Theodore, his WAR percentage is 97%, but his even strength defense is 15. So that's a pair that's, if they are paired together, I'm not 100% sure if they are. They're really good offensively. They're just not providing much defensively. It's
right.
Very,
and I feel like that's something that's your go. That's your go pair.
That's your all gas, no brakes defensive pairing. If those two guys are together.
And then you put, that's definitely how I see Columbus with Zach and Jake. Right.
Yeah, Zach and Jake. Even dude, Peake's been playing well with.
Peake's been playing really, really good with Vlad, and
I like that. I like those two guys together.
You texted me both of their cards.
The question, honestly, that we can get into next, honestly, becomes as far as the Blue Jackets are concerned, do you keep him and Peak together, or do you want him with Boakfist?
Yeah, I mean, that's up to Larson to decide.
Because I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Vlad stay with Peak because it seems to be clicking, and I wouldn't mind give those shots to Gabe with Boakfist. He's more stay-at-home defenseman, and Adam obviously is more offensive minded. Keep those guys together. I think that makes a little bit more sense.
Gabe looked really good when I saw him live.
I'm not gonna lie, Gabe's been pretty decent so far to start the season.
I'm just glad that they're finally giving the guy a shot. Like, I'm so mad that they're like that it took them this long to finally give Gabriel Carlson a shot.
Yeah. Z's numbers look good, man.
Z looks like Z, and Jake Bean looks better than Jacob Slavin.
Adam Boakfist's numbers look pretty good too.
Adam looks great since he's been back.
His WAR percentage is 74%. That is
Gavi looks
really good.
Gavi is in Gavin Bayreuther looks fine.
Yeah.
Like
he had the rough play.
He did have that one really,
the goal to
really
Kessel. That was as rough as it gets.
Yeah.
But he's replacement level, but hey, I mean, you signed him to
be replacement
1 year, you signed him to be replacement level. So
yes.
What are you gonna do? Complain about it?
No. I mean, and he's fine. He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. And there's nothing wrong with fine when you're playing him to be a fine player.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jack. Get well soon. Go for that cup, dude. You're free.
For real.
Like, oh my God. Okay, just to wrap this up, we're gonna trash the Pagulas.
Okay, word.
Because literally, like, Terry does nothing with the Sabres. It's all Kim for whatever reason.
Right.
What do these people know what they're doing? Like, at all? They're they let the football guys do their thing, and look at what happened.
Yeah, look what the Bills are doing. It's frustrating because
and then they got their grubby little hands all over the Sabres. It's like, we compared it to Dolan with the Knicks and the Rangers.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I mean, it's
so frustrating.
A lot of people in Buffalo are really frustrated with it. Because owners in all sports, but especially hockey, they meddle a lot more than we think.
Yes.
This was absolutely.
Well, that's the thing, is I haven't seen shit from the McConnells.
Yeah, no, they're definitely one of those. I feel like the only time they ever have a say on anything, like they put their input, is probably if they ever put like an internal cap. Maybe. But they really haven't done that often with us, and you don't really hear a lot about them. It's kind of nice. They kind of let the guys do their job. Like it's very much Yarmo likes to do his job, but ultimately the final say does go to JD.
Yeah, JD's the mastermind. Yeah,
which I feel pretty comfortable with.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's definitely nice in Columbus, but you hear it a lot with other places. Buffalo's among the worst in the league in terms of ownership meddling. I mean, it's
Coyotes with Maruello.
Coyotes are rough.
We'll get to them again. We'll get to them.
Yeah, because it always comes back to the Canucks and the Coyotes.
Yeah, it does.
On Jake Jack, it's a podcast about the Blue Jackets. It's all about the Canucks.
It's all about the Canucks and the Coyotes.
But yeah, no, it's frustrating. A lot of people in Buffalo are frustrated with it. Because I don't think Tim Murray was a good GM. I don't think Jason Botterill were good GMs. But
Botterill, I mean, he got him through the tank.
I guess it's that neither of them were the guy, but
no.
I don't think they're as bad per se as they came off, because they did have to deal with rough ownership. And Kevin Adams, all things considered, is
Kevin's doing what he can
considering
do.
what he asked.
And I mean,
it kind of reminds me right now with Kevin Adams, kind of like what the rough patch and just trying to build things back up, kind of like the process Pierre Dorian's had to do in Ottawa.
Yes, it's very much. But that's the thing is like, okay, if we're going to compare Ottawa and Buffalo, the biggest comparison that I can make is that
their star got traded to Vegas.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, God damn it. What I was going to say is that in Ottawa, you know, Huge is in the cameras more, and the Pagulas aren't in the cameras more, but you can still just feel how bad.
Yeah, you don't see this. You don't see them in the cameras. You just see the fingerprints on the glass door.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah,
it's just, what do you do? How do you?
The answer is,
if you're Kevin Adams, how do
rebuild.
You? Yeah,
it's easy. I mean, you see, look what we've done. You've traded away Risto. You've traded away now Jack Eichel.
You traded away Sam Reinhart. Jinx.
Yeah. So, and this is how you're rebuilding it. This like you're not good. Sometimes it's tough. You're not going to win.
You traded away Linus Ullmark.
Well, they didn't trade him. He just walked.
He walked. Whatever.
But this is how you do it. Like a lot of times in rebuilds, you lose the trades in which you trade your star. The Senators are not going to win the Mark Stone trade.
No,
the chances are the Sabres are not going to win the Jack Eichel trade. But it's about being able to lose hockey games in the
build
meantime,
back,
to rebuild. And the Sabres aren't even doing bad. They're 7-7-2, and a lot of that goes.
No,
to
they're doing great.
The job he's doing. You know, doing great for what
for
the standards are, for what you
yeah.
expect. Absolutely. There's at least optimism there that you found your coach.
Oh yeah.
You can sleep well at night if you're a Sabres fan, knowing that Don Granato's probably the guy.
Donnie Meatballs.
Yeah, but you're building this thing up. Alex Tuck, Peyton Krebs.
Yes.
Devin Levi.
JJ Peterka.
Yeah, JJ Peterka. Which you got Jack Quinn, who you drafted.
Jack Quinn, Dylan Cousins,
Owen Power, who you just got first overall this year.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Isaac. And here's the thing: everybody's talking about Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I don't even think he's the best goalie in the organization. Like in terms of the prospect pipeline, I think Eric Portillo at Michigan's a stud, and I think Devin Levi.
Yeah,
Devin Levi is probably the best goalie that they have. Coming up, that dude's unbelievable.
Could be.
So it doesn't matter who it's going to be. You don't need the three of them to pick. You just need one of UPL, Levi, or Portillo to be the guy.
Yes.
And then you've got your goaltending issues solved. You've got Owen Power coming along the way. The only concern I have moving forward for the Sabres, they're playing well right now. Really, really concerned about Rasmus Dahlin.
I have Rasmus. He was like my first and only move in fantasy. Was picking him up on waivers, and it's not helping.
It is not good. It's not there. And I think the best thing they do, I think they need to kind of shelter his minutes a little bit. Don't put him on the top pair. Put him on the second pair with Mark Pysyk, who's actually been the Sabres' best defenseman this year. He's a good, solid defensive defenseman. And, let Will Butcher up on the top pair with Colin Miller and eat up those minutes. Your defense isn't great. That's not
Butcher,
great, but
Butcher knows how to eat minutes.
Yeah, Butcher and Miller will eat minutes, and just you gotta find a way to protect this kid and just
absolutely,
because I can't help but compare him to who,
to the other Rasmus.
Yeah, they're wrist aligning him. They're absolutely wrist aligning him right now, and that's the last thing they wanted. Because the talent's there, you can see it.
They compared him to Denny Potvin in his draft.
Not only him, they also compared him to Victor Hedman because any defenseman that goes in the top 5 is going to be Victor Hedman, according to draft comparisons.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that they drafted Owen Power first overall, whose NHL comparison was Victor Hedman.
Yeah, right.
God, in 2025, the Sabres are going to have like 3 Victor Hedmans on their team.
Dude, imagine a 1-2 punch though of like Darlene Power. Oh,
you would hope. You would hope that it'd be good.
Right.
You would think. I honestly, I know people aren't thrilled about the idea of your first overall pick not playing with you. The best thing that happened to the Sabres, in my opinion, was Owen Power going back to college.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that was the best thing for all of the Michigan
parties
kids
involved.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, all the Michigan kids that got picked in 2021, it's perfect. It's like exactly what they need.
Been good.
Maddie
Luke
Kent
Hughes has been good.
Luke,
Maddie Kent, absolutely.
Like,
and if you're a Sabres fan, at least you can be excited. Just you buy Flow Hockey.
Did you see
and watch Michigan games and look at Owen Power skating with?
Have you looked at their line charts?
He's got Eric Portillo behind him.
Have you looked at their line charts?
They're ridiculous.
Their line chart, like 80% of that roster is NHL prospects.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I mean,
you lost to Notre Dame yesterday in overtime.
Hey, BG beat Lake Superior. I'm happy.
Oh, nice. Love to see it.
My Falcons are rolling. I love it.
Canisius has won 4 straight.
Nice.
1 for 5 straight tonight. Gonna cover that game.
Yeah. You want to know who else is unbelievably good?
Who?
Oh, just some guy. Some Connor McDavid kid.
I don't need to read his player card.
So
I don't need analytics to tell you that he is the best player I've ever seen in my life.
I know. And we grew up watching Crosby and Ovechkin.
I know. I was gonna say, man, I was just about to say,
Connor McDavid is our age. Come the fuck on.
I seriously, growing up watching Sidney Crosby, I honestly, genuinely thought I was never going to see a hockey player as good as him ever again.
And Connor McDavid is.
And then Connor McDavid came in, and everybody was like, "This guy's the next Sidney Crosby," and I'm like, "Shut up! There's no next Sidney Crosby." And
he's
good
better.
Lord,
he's better.
Good Lord, this dude's unbelievable.
So in my notes, I have that he got his 600th career point already, faster than Sid.
Yes. 600 points.
I don't have words.
I would like to. I'll tell you this. This dude was drafted number 1 overall.
Yes, behind or in front of Jack Eichel.
Yes, he scored his 600th point.
Yes.
Okay, when he was drafted first overall, there were 30 teams in the National Hockey League. By the time he got his 600th point, it was in the 32nd NHL team's first season.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It is amazing what this kid does. Like, you could just literally, if you're watching on YouTube, just look at the smile that's consistently on my face, just talking about this kid. I refer to him as a kid, but he's like older than me by like 10 months.
Yeah. So I have a funny tweet to bring up real quick that I sent to you, which was my buddy Vinny showed it to me, and this is about the Jack Eichel trade.
Yes.
And he said, "God, if you would have told me back in 2015, the night that we drafted Jack Eichel, that 6 years later he'd be traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, I would have said, who the hell are the Vegas Golden Knights? Who the hell are the Vegas Golden
Knights?" So Connor got 0.600. Another Hart Trophy.
I don't know. They might have to give it to that other bum in Edmonton.
Oh, the German kid.
Yeah, what's his name?
What's his
Leo?
Leo Dridson.
Liam. I think
Liam Foodie. I thought that was Columbus property.
God, I mean, it is.
Watching those
It
two
is comical.
It's
with
such
these
a treat.
guys.
It's such a treat watching those two. Apparently it's not a treat for John Tortorella.
Yeah, a lot of people had a problem with what he said.
What did he say? Let's contextualize.
It was so the context to it is everybody essentially has been complaining for good reason. Good Lord, can you start calling the freaking rule book in the playoffs? There's no reason that Connor McDavid can go the last 8 career playoff games without drawing 1 penalty.
10.
He's Connor McDavid.
10. Yes, it's 10.
It's 10. Jesus, it's even
10
more
playoff games.
That's ridiculous. And and John Tortorella basically said, shut up, which was hilarious. That's just how Torts talks. I don't think he means disrespect when he says
no.
But he's just like, you got to change your game in the playoffs because they don't call those things. What everybody has an issue with is, well, they should call the rule book. I don't think John Tortorella is going to disagree with that.
No.
But at the end of the day, this is like the ultimate conversation we should be having here is they need to call the freaking rule book. But at the end of the day, since they're not going to change it and they don't call it, he does have a point. Now, the debate shouldn't be, should he have to change his game or should he not? Because he shouldn't have to change his game. They should call
he's Connor McDavid.
But if they're
Why
not
would he
going
need
to do it, right? But if they're not going to do it, you got to figure something out. Because if this league doesn't like fixing itself, we've seen that on multiple occasions. This league loves tripping over its own 2 feet. We've seen that from
so many occasions, from so many angles.
Yes,
that it's like the
we see it every week.
It's like the Always Sunny flow chart that Charlie's got, right? The conspiracy theory chart.
Yeah. I love that. I love that show so much. It's such a great show.
Like literally, I feel like
it is.
Like Charlie is like NHL fans.
Yes.
And then the conspiracy theory chart behind them is just how the league runs.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's run by a bunch of idiots. They can't get out of their own damn way.
No.
Everything they do, they screw up.
Everything. And we already talked about that with the Chicago stuff, which is 2 episodes behind now.
Yeah,
and highly recommend
so much
it. It was a good dialogue, and I can't commend you enough for how well you ran that discussion.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was amazing.
Yeah, you. As much
Thank
as
you.
No, you.
I'm screwing around, but thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that was, it wasn't a fun episode to do for obvious reasons, but it was an important episode. I'm very glad that we got the chance to do it.
Please go check it out. It's called Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Highly, highly recommend if you want to know what's going on with all of that stuff. But Connor doesn't need to change his game. He's Connor McDavid.
Yeah, he doesn't need to change his game. The NHL just needs to stop being dumb.
Did you see Connor?
Just be nice.
Did you see Connor chirp back like, I guess I just need to shut up about it? In an interview.
Yeah, because he's just so dry that anytime he claps back, it's just the funniest thing ever.
Like
he's unironic. He's unironically one of the funniest people alive, and it's because he's just so dry and he gives you nothing that you just can't help but laugh at it.
You know who he reminds me of in that regard? You know
John Tavares?
No, not Johnny T, but he's close. He reminds me of Stephen Wright.
Fair.
I just want to see.
Absolutely fair.
I literally just want to see Connor McDavid one-liners.
Yes.
Like Stephen Wright bits. Like.
But no, John Tavares is definitely up there in terms of just
Johnny
absolute
T's
dryness.
Pretty boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, today we're gonna build some IKEA furniture.
Yeah. I'm
have you seen
really happy to be a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Have you seen those, the IKEA furniture with JT?
I've not.
In some LFRs.
I should probably watch it just so I could see him be the most boring person on the planet.
Steve is just like, it's your Captain John Tavares here. And it's just so funny. So we knew the Coyotes were going to be bad.
Yes. And they're trying to be bad. Which we addressed. Which is okay.
But we didn't know they were going to be this bad. Dude, it is like scary.
It's impressive.
It's very.
I'm genuinely proud of them. Seriously.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
They are on pace to be worse than the expansion Caps, which won 8 games. They're on pace I don't know if they're on pace for better than that right now. I want to say last time I checked, they're on pace for 10 wins.
Look at them go.
Yeah, right.
Double digits.
Hey. They were on pace for 5. That's how bad it's been.
Look, at the end of the day, yeah, they're pretty bad.
You know, it was funny because I was like trying to catch up on on game day chat stuff just to say hi to everybody and whatever in the Discord. And I got a reply from our friend Sarah because my prediction was, I was like, let's run it back 8-2, baby. Right? And Sarah was just like, why do you hate me? And I was like, I don't hate you. The plight for right can't stop now. Plight for right, baby. Come on.
I like it. And you know what? Shane Wright is going to be good with the Buffalo Sabres.
With the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, dude.
Not with the Chicago Blackhawks because they're actually, if they got the number 1 pick, they'd keep it. But
well, they're turning around too under.
They're turning it around, which I'm actually kind of happy with, so I don't have to really worry about them. Like obviously, we'd love to get the 3rd overall pick, but I do not want them in the bottom 4 because I'd be so worried about them getting in the top 2.
Yeah,
I want them to finish with the 6th overall pick. That'd be nice.
I'd be fine with that. But yeah, the Coyotes are just I'm not happy anymore.
Dude, I love it.
I just because we want to see I don't care as much as Gary Bettman does about seeing hockey in the desert succeed.
I very much care.
I want to see the Coyotes do well to spite Gary Bettman. You know?
Right. I want the Coyotes to do well. I want them to stay in Arizona. I think hockey belongs in Arizona. And look, they're rebuilding, man, and they're going all in on it. They're doing everything they can to try and get the number 1 overall pick. I get it. I really
Vejmelka and whatever the hell happened to Hutton, because now they have.
Well, now they have Scott Wedgwood, who's not.
Yeah, now they have Wedge. Yeah, now they have Scott and Vejmelka.
He's gonna. Hey man. Scott Wedgwood's turned that season around.
Oh yeah, he did.
You know, we live in a time is a flat circle.
Yes.
2017-18 season.
I just wake up and I'm like day night, and then I work and then I'm like I go to sleep area now.
I saw a tweet. Okay.
Yeah.
About how time is a flat circle. 2017-18 season.
Yep.
Coyotes started 0-10-1. And they got their first win after claiming Scott Wedgwood off of waivers.
I saw this!
And they beat a Dave Hackstall-led team.
Uh-huh.
This year, 0-10-1.
0-10-1.
Claimed Scott Wedgwood. His first game.
Devils. Yep.
They
From the Devils again. Let's.
They beat a Dave Hackstall
team
for the first win of the season.
God, oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy in 2026 when they do that again.
You can't make this shit up. Like, it's so weird. Let's actually talk about something happy for a minute. Can you pull up the Hockey Hall of Fame class for this year?
Sure.
Because one of everybody's favorite guys is in it. Golden Goal Pass. Iggy!
Yeah, baby.
Jerome McGinley. I'm just gonna stall and talk slowly.
This thing is taking forever to pull up.
Oh.
Who else is in there? Do you know? Because I haven't really paid attention to that.
Not off the top of my head. Let's see. Maybe I'll have better luck. 2021. I should have pulled this up before we started this call.
Yeah.
To be frank.
Here we go.
Oh, you got it?
So Jerome McGinley was in there.
Yep.
Marian Hossa. Kevin Lowe.
Wait. Okay. Let's go one at a time with this. So
sorry.
Hossa. That one I'm happy for, but at the same time, like, undercurrents.
Yeah. Maybe not the best timing for it.
Maybe not the best timing for it. But
he was a Thrasher, so it's okay.
Sure. And a Penguin.
He was, and a Red Wing.
And a Red
Most
Wing.
Most importantly, he was a Senator.
Very good Senator. Yes, he was.
So Kevin Lowe.
Kevin Lowe, good. And I'm glad they won that Kevin Lowe night.
Doug Wilson.
Dougie Wilson. I like that.
And Kim St. Pierre.
Yay. They need to induct 2 women.
I was gonna say, why do they only do one? That bothers the hell out of me.
I
don't think it makes sense. Like
they need 2 women a year.
Speaking of women's hockey.
Yes. I
have more good news to share.
Okay, I'm going to put this down in the notes after Hall of Fame inductions, just in case.
Okay.
Yep.
I got an internship with the Buffalo Buttes.
Never mind, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good,
That'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I need to apply for some other writing stuff because I applied for the Hockey Writers, but I didn't get it.
Right.
So Hockey Hall of Fame class. Okay. I like this year's class. It's a good class.
I like it for Iggy.
Love it for Iggy. Love it for Iggy. I like
one-time Stanley Cup champion in 2004 because the puck was in. And the Calgary Flames beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 6 games. And he got to hoist the Stanley Cup.
Paralyzed.
Legendary Pittsburgh Penguin, Colorado Avalanche, Boston Bruin.
Martin Jelena, thank you. God, it makes me sad.
He deserved one. Him and Kiprusoff.
Him and Kiprusoff both
People
really
forget
did.
Kiprusoff on that team.
Oh, he was so unreal.
For so long.
He was unreal. Dion Phaneuf retired too. Good
Legendary Calgary Flame.
Legendary Calgary Flame. Yep.
Because he actually was good with Calgary. That's
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're making this into a Calgary Flames podcast, at least a segment. Dion kind of got shit on for a very good majority of his career.
Leafs tenure, especially
for his Leafs tenure. But Dion Draisaitl, Dion Weissaitl,
and Leon Phaneuf.
Jesus God, Dion was he was a pretty good defenseman for a while. His underlying numbers were never great, but he ate a lot of minutes. He took a lot of shit for what was going on in Toronto. A lot of that wasn't his fault, and he played for a long time, man. He had a good career.
He was, his last legs weren't fantastic at all.
No, but
it's hard for a guy that's so respected like Dion Phaneuf, that's been a captain of the biggest, one of the biggest franchises in the sport for as long as he was. Like the Dion trade that Burke did was, oh my God.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
And the way that they pulled that off and the service time that he gave them.
Yeah. They definitely won it.
Yeah. And just when you have that kind of respect around the league, but then your career goes out on a whimper like it did with his time with the Kings, it's just like, what do you do other than
it sucks because I mean it's the kind of player that he is, and we see like the kind of wear and tear that has in guys' bodies. Like I mean, you think about when we've talked about this guy a lot on the podcast, how unbelievable in his prime, what a freak and force of nature Milan Lucic was.
Yes.
And I mean he's a bottom six guy he goes to the net, and that's really about it for the Flames. I mean, he doesn't really add much to them.
Punches guys in the face every so often.
Yeah, I mean, his role isn't even close to what his role was in Boston because he's just not that kind of player anymore.
Right.
That's just the kind of
Brandon Dubinsky, same guy.
Yeah, I mean, Doobie, like it was sharp. You see with these
Doobie's
kind of guys, it's
really,
always a sharp decline.
And it's hard when it's an injury thing too, like Doobie's was, like Clarkson's was, like Horton's was. We have plenty of those kind
Horton's
of
was the worst.
Horton's was so tragic.
My God. It was such an unbelievably nice guy. Loved him.
It hurt my soul.
So happy when he signed. It really hurt, man. That sucked. It really did.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to really be one of like the big.
He was supposed to be a huge spark plug for that team.
Yeah.
And he just, man.
Ugh. And it wasn't his fault, man. And it was the other thing is it was so nice because it was so short after the Carter trade and the Nash trade, where everybody in Columbus is kind of feeling down, like players don't want to play here anymore, even though Nash loved being in Columbus. It was just a team situation.
Which let's address that really quick. He's going to be the first number up.
Yeah. I'm excited about that, man. He's going to get it retired against the Bruins in March. I was thinking about going to that game.
Nick's return. Let's mention that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's really cool.
Nick's return to Columbus.
Is that his first return?
He didn't play.
They don't play the Bruins at home until that game?
Correct.
Because if that's the case, that's really cool.
That's perfect, right? It's pretty perfect.
I think so. For Boston until then. No, that is our first game against them. So
great stories all around. Congrats to Dion. I really want to see him in, a manager's role at some point.
He could also be a coach.
He could be a coach. Yeah, be a defense coach.
Yeah.
Lord knows teams fucking need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, congrats to Dion. Congrats to the Hall of Famers now. Hall of Fame class of 2021. Salute. Let's get into something kind of rough, and then we'll get into what we did over the break. So this broke a few days ago. It was a tweet about a post from our hockey, like r/hockey on Reddit. Shit. I don't have it on me, but I could find it really easily. Probably. Nope, too many poems. Talk for a minute. I'm going to find this.
Okay. So what are you trying to find right now? Who's it about?
It's Dallas.
Oh, is this Riley Tufte?
This is Riley Tufte.
Yeah, so I can just kind of explain it. Like he's from Minnesota.
Yes.
He was about to play his third NHL game, and he got all of his family tickets to the Stars Wild game. And
with all of his call-up money,
and he didn't have enough. Nick Bugstad from the Wild helped him out.
Yeah, let's stick taps to Bugie on that.
Yeah, for real, it didn't ultimately work out because we'll explain why. But still, absolutely, shout out to Nick for being a good person.
Yes.
And Rick Bowness found out that Kiviranta was going to be available that night, and like an hour before the game, he scratched Riley Tufte and put Kivi
in
Rata
favor for
in the lineup.
Kivi. Yeah.
And should be noted, because I do think it is important to note, they lost that game 7-2.
And isn't
Karma.
Tufte's number 2-7? Isn't Tufte's number 27?
Is it actually?
I'm pretty sure Tufte's number is 27.
That is actually hilarious.
Like, I'm pretty sure I saw that mentioned. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh my God, this dude wears number 27.
He does wear 27, doesn't he?
Oh my God.
I don't want to laugh at that, but it's so like what?
Hockey's so funny sometimes. It's so ridiculous.
It's so wild to me, right?
Minnesota Wild.
Especially because yes, Minnesota Wild. Yes. But this is absolutely like we never, because this is our first season, we never got around to talking about, we've probably mentioned it here and there because we've talked about Mike Babcock and we talked about the Marner thing. Like we've mentioned the Marner thing a couple of times. This is absolutely Babcock level stupidity and shittiness by Rick Bowness.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Dallas fans have had enough of this guy already.
Yeah, they're definitely out on him
because they're just mediocre at best right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
there's no. Do you know what the most frustrating part about the Stars is? They struggle, and I mean they struggled to score goals. And that is not a lineup that should be struggling to score goals.
No,
you got Ben, you got Sagan, you got Radulov, you've got Pavelski, you got Gurianov, you got Robertson, you got Rope Hintz. What the hell are you doing struggling to score goals? You got Heiskanen on defense with John Klingberg.
And Klinger is really, really having a hard go.
He is, yeah.
Klinger's having a terrible go right now. And in net,
it's the worst time to have it too in a contract year.
Yeah. In net, you've got no Ben Bishop because he's hurt again. Mm-hmm. You've got your tandem right now is Dobby and Holtby.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not even, can we mention that too? Because Jake Ottinger, a Minnesota kid, did not get the start in net.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get a call up. Ottinger didn't get a call up.
Yeah. Where's Ben Bishop?
Hurt again.
Stunner. It's unbelievable, man. That's a team that needs to make a change. I mean, it always had the feel to me that Rick Bowness was definitely just kind of an interim guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that's how Babcock ended up being technically, right?
Yeah.
He was So do they have a guy with the Texas Stars that they're gonna like? Are they gonna pull a Dubas and Keefe?
They should look. I mean, because you brought this guy in because Jim Montgomery ultimately stepped down
because of
his alcohol-related problems.
Yeah. That's a whole other
That's a whole other can of worms, but. That's the reason he was your head coach in the first place. It's not like you handpicked this guy. Like we want this guy to be our head coach. He was brought in because of necessity. So,
can we also talk about him? Like I watched a John Boy breakdown where he just literally told his whole bench to fuck off.
That whole video is so funny. I love John Boy. So funny.
I do too.
Fuck off.
He literally told everybody to fuck off. What the hell?
Yeah, it was so funny. He's like, that's the effort we're going to give. Fuck off.
Oh, God. I don't know what you do. When do you just
do either, man?
When do you pull the plug? Because Jim Nill isn't under any scrutiny either.
Yeah, I mean, God, you want some job security.
Because you get one coach, right? If you're GM, you get one coach. That's the phrase that bounces around, right?
Unless you're GM in Canada.
Unless you're a GM, unless you're Jim Benning or Pierre Dorian.
Yeah. Which I'd love
Pierre's
to talk
doing
about
fine.
Jim Benning. I'd love to talk about Jim Benning. I don't know if we have enough time.
No, we're not going to.
We just don't, because we could talk about what a mess they are for 45 freaking minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bad time.
God, I can't wait until he signs John Klingberg to a hilarious
Oh,
contract.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Make it happen.
So yeah, bonus, please. Just
yeah, I saw people like after this happened, like, oh, he should be fired. Like, I think it was shitty. I don't think it's a fireable offense.
I don't think it's a fireable offense, but
the reason he should be fired is because the team stinks,
they're middling,
and they super shouldn't. I mean, I said this earlier with the thing that Steve Dangles. The worst thing you could be, the worst thing that can happen is sucking when you're not supposed to be bad. Exactly. And right now, the Stars stink, and they are super not supposed to be bad.
Yeah, it's bad. How was your break, man? I haven't seen you in like about 2 weeks.
No, I've been doing pretty well. You know, like I said, I got the internship, which was super nice.
Yes,
Canisius has been doing well. They've won 4 straight. They're looking for 5 straight tonight. I'm excited about that. They've been hella fun to cover. Ohio State kicked the living shit out of Michigan State today, so that definitely improved my mood going into Michigan week next week. I'm excited about that.
Hell yeah!
You know, life's been good. You know, how about you? How was your trip to Florida?
So first of all, we'll start with the actual birthday, because I worked on my birthday and that sucked.
Yeah, but then you got to see the game.
But then the game was fantastic. I mean, I thought Jaeger scored, and I was calling for a Jaeger bomb, but then Cole tipped it, and I'm still happy
because Cole is unbelievable.
Cole's dynamite. And I got to see a win. We had our normal, we had the exact same section, almost the exact same seats that I had with my dad the last time in 118.
Mm-hmm.
And 118, let me tell you, has the best friggin' usher.
Really?
The dude with gray hair, and he always just instead of showing your ticket, he gives you like a code word.
Nice. You know who my favorite usher is? The one who made
The one who made
Usher.
I'm
sorry, I don't know why I'm like this.
You're just Jay. You think a single waffle is a sandwich, and we still love you.
Okay, fine. Are 2 waffles a sandwich?
They can be if you put something put a sausage patty in there.
Okay, so waffle's a sandwich. Bread is a sandwich.
A single waffle.
One slice of bread is a sandwich.
A single waffle does not a sandwich make. I'm quoting directly from our friend Emily about that. That is exactly her quote.
Is a direct quote.
That is a direct quote from Emily.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more paraphrasing in this essay.
Let me cite
cite your sources, please.
Chicago style,
I'm more of an APA guy.
Oh Jesus. Guys, Chicago's
I'll accept MLA too.
Chicago's a friggin' nightmare.
God.
And their hockey team.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say hockey team or the style.
The birthday game was great. There was a couple in front of us that bought me a beer, which was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, exact same seats. It was fantastic.
What kind of beer?
Remember, it was a local brew.
Oh, I got you.
We stopped in before the game at our bar, and one of the bartenders was wearing some 614 merch. Shout out to Matt.
Nice.
You'd love to see it. Our bar was packed because it was literally pregame. It was 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Did you see anybody down at the game? Did you bump into anybody?
Ellie was in Florida.
Pain.
So she was the only one I really kind of wanted to see because I haven't seen her in ages.
Did you see Danny?
Not that I could tell.
Pain.
Not that I could tell because I kind of wasn't looking for her. I was just kind of looking for anybody, and I couldn't find. There was no Dennis. There was no Jim. There was no Jordan. There was no Matt.
Wow. You didn't look for Mark or Christine Ashdown either. How selfish of you.
Well, because I did. You should have told me they were going to be there.
I really should have. They were also in the upper deck too, so you wouldn't have like seen them around either.
Right. But Florida was good. We flew out we flew out like that we flew out that following Tuesday. I'm trying to remember timelines. And it was majorly because my brother had a paintball tournament, right?
Right.
Had the NXL World Cup. And his team that he's playing with a team out in New York now. They did fine in the prelims. They kind of crushed the prelims, and then they lost in the round of 8 against Struggle, which is a team that he has a personal vendetta against because they're just dirty team and they're ridiculous. Yeah. So they lost against Struggle, and it was really bad ref ball too. It was just flags flying that kind of cost Seth and the Wrecking Crew.
You hate to see officiating take over a game.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. First day was in Universal, which was fantastic. 95, look, I shouldn't say 95, but like 80% of Universal is now like 40 theaters and rides like that now. And I'm totally fine with that. That's more my speed.
I love Universal so much. It's my favorite place on the earth.
I know.
I love it there. It's incredible.
It's so good. We spent forever trying to find Wizarding World. Mm-hmm. We ended up passing by it like 3 times because it's like, the funny thing is the night bus is right there. So I'm like, it's got to be around here somewhere. Right. Mm-hmm. And then it's just this blank wall. And then you finally walk up to it and it's right around this corner.
Right.
It's like exactly the way you would hoped it would be.
Yeah.
To find it. And we didn't get, Sam and I wanted wands. We didn't get wands because they're $100 a piece. Yeah. We got butterbeer, which I didn't like.
Not a fan of butterbeer?
Wasn't a fan of the butterbeer. I'm not a cream soda guy.
See that's the issue. I love the butterbeer down there, man. I get it every time. Did you get the regular or did you get frozen?
We got regular.
I think frozen's better.
Frozen probably would have been better.
Yeah.
And then
especially when it's hot outside.
Right. Well, it was rainy. We kind of went to
that's understandable.
We went to a chocolate factory after Universal. We had like a couple of interesting run-ins with restaurants where, first of all, we went to shout out to the crab people because we went to this place called the Crafty Crab. Ooh. Which was like a broil place. It was a mess, but it was great.
Reminds me of the SpongeBob episode.
Oh yeah, with all the names.
The cuddly crab, the killer crab,
the killer crab. We try. Okay, so
the crazy crab,
the cool crab. Yeah. We went to a Chipotle, and we're like waiting in like by the window for like a solid 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. Before the girl comes to the window and is like, hey, yeah, we're out of cheese. Like, how are you at Chipotle without cheese?
Damn, what a weird thing to run out of.
But then we ended up waiting another 20 minutes to just get food with no cheese. And then like the day after, we tried to get Panda Express. We had to end up getting Chick-fil-A instead. You want to know why?
Why?
They got there. We got all our, I gave them the orders and everything for what we all wanted. They were out of like 75% of their menu. The only thing that they had that we wanted was the fried rice. All of our entrees they did not have.
They didn't have like any orange chicken or anything like that?
They didn't have the orange chicken. They didn't have beef and broccoli. They didn't have anything.
What are you doing being open at that point?
Yeah, exactly. Like what's the point? But then like I spent a day at the paintball park. We spent a couple of days just kind of chilling out. We stayed in a condo with our own pool, which was great.
Yeah, that's nice.
We all had our own rooms. which was fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
So I snore at night, so I need to be alone.
Not
trying to keep anybody up.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't have to share a room with Sam or anything, because Seth stayed with the team at another house.
Yeah.
But that was nice having my own place. And then the fly back. Oh, the last day when we flew back was probably my favorite part of the day, or my favorite part of the whole trip. You want to know why? Because we spent some time at a lake with an alligator airboat park. Mom and I took a selfie with a big old gator on the airboat. Those gators were not fazed by anything. It was wild. And then I got to hold a little gator.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to hold a little 9-year-old gator that was like this big. I got pictures up on my Instagram about it.
Yeah.
At Snake Geringer. Go check out my Florida recap, my Florida recap.
Your Florida recap. Florida Panthers recap.
Florida. It's Florida.
No, it's Florida. Because you got them apple bottom jeans
And the boots with the furs.
The furs.
The fur.
The whole club was looking at her.
I don't know. She just kind of hit the floor.
She hit the floor.
And next thing
next thing you know, Shorty got low.
I missed you so much, man.
I missed you too, man.
Oh boy. We'll be back Tuesday. Which at that point, what will we have?
We'll recap the Vegas game.
Vegas and
Buffalo.
In your spot.
Yeah, baby.
Vegas and Buffalo, and then they'll play again Wednesday, hosting Winnipeg. So we'll have 2 games to go through, and it's good to be back.
Hell yeah, baby.
Good to be back. See you Tuesday, everybody.
See you.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Geringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.